everyone, my name is Emma Gadhirwa. I work here at Seaship as an extension officer. So we are in our composting area, and today we are making a vegetative compost. The vegetative compost is the compost that is made from materials from the vegetation. So this compost, it just takes 63 days to be fully decomposed and to be used in the farm. So I will take you through how we have made our compost up to this level. So the first thing we did, we have done site selection, and site selection is very important because compost doesn't have to be on direct sunlight. The reason as to why it doesn't have to be on direct sunlight is because the sun leads to evaporation of nutrients. And remember, we are making this compost so that we can have enough nutrients to feed our soil so that we can get healthy food. So I'll take you through our vegetative compost that we are making today. And we started by loosening the ground. And the reason as to why we had to loosen the ground, this is to awaken the microorganisms that are in the soil so that they can help us during the decomposition of this compost. The other thing we did was to lay twigs. Twigs are just like the maize straws or any other tree choppings. We laid them fast. They help us in water retention and also in air circulation, and also they help the compost not to be direct on the soil to avoid things like termites in the compost. The other thing we did, so we are in our first layer of the compost, so we had to lay the dry materials, which are also known as the mature materials. These are the materials that have already dried up in your farm. So for us, we are using the maize, and we had to chop the maize into small pieces. This helps in faster decomposition of the materials. The other thing we did, we added water. The reason as to why we added water is to start the decomposition process. This is because it is very dry. But if at all it was on a rainy season, we had no need to add the water. The other thing we did, we added the immature materials or the green materials. The green materials are for adding nitrogen into the compost. So we also added water. This is to help in faster decomposition. But if it was in a rainy day, we will not add water. So the other thing we did, we had to add manure, but we chose to add an already decomposed compost. This compost or mature manure introduces living organisms in the compost. Remember that we need living organisms in the compost so that they help us in the decomposition process of the compost. So we also added ash, and ash is not a compulsory necessity in the compost, especially if you have not done your soil testing, so you don't know the basicity or the acidity level of your soil. We added ash, and we say that ash is the salt of the compost, so it's just sprinkling the ash. The ash contains phosphorus, and yeah, it adds phosphorus in the compost. We also added topsoil. The topsoil also introduces living organisms, which are a major necessity in the compost. And we had to go to the other layer. The other layers follow that procedure that we have given.